Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz on April 12, 2020, 11:19 p.m. Birmingham. Right now, boy, we just had a huge thunderstorm come through, and hopefully I don't have any damage. I think I don't. What I have here is Watchman Report, the end of these things, or the title, and it's April 9, 2020. And it's Mr. Hughes, I think, Tom Hughes. And I want to give you kind of what he's laid out here. And of course, it's all about the COVID-19. And he gives Bible verses to back up things that we need to be paying attention to, and things that we know those who are not paying attention to. And it's Daniel chapter 12, verse 8 and 9. Although I heard, I did not understand. Then I said, my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. That's Daniel 12, verse 8 and 9. And then he says, many shall be purified, made white, and refined, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. That's Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. And let me give you some of the things that now we are hearing from the few that are beginning to get it, and still those that don't get it. Paris continues to ban and exercise as lockdown tightens. It's expanding lockdown is what it's doing. And now here in Atlanta, the CDC director, coronavirus death toll will be much, much, much lower than predicted, or projected rather. And then Fauci says world may never return back to normal after the coronavirus outbreak. That's those three comments there. And but let me tell you what's going on death-wise. You have the death, and and we talked about this, about there's many more people dying of the flu than there are the coronavirus. A lot more. I did a thing on it the other day, and it was, I don't recall the numbers, but I'm hearing this today, and the numbers are backing up me 100%. COVID-19 from January 1 until April 1, 46,438 deaths. 46,438 people died. Seasonal flu, 122,000 died in that very same January 1 to April 1. Malaria killed 246,000 people. And remember I said a lot of people will be killing themselves because of fear over this COVID virus. Well, suicide, 269,000 people killed themselves. HIV, 422,000 died. Alcohol killed 627,000 people. Now, where in the world does that put the COVID-19 at the top of the list of all the deaths, and puts it so high up there that millions will beg for trillions to be spread out, as if this thing is something that's going to kill 1 trillion people or 6 trillion people. You know, people are acting like the COVID-19 is the worst disease that's ever come across this planet. And but you got to remember what it says here in Daniel 12, chapter 12, verse 8 and 9. And he said, "Go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end." He clearly tells Daniel just that. And in 12:10, Daniel chapter 12, verse 10, "Many shall be purified." They'll understand this thing. "Made white and refined, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." Well, that's what's going on once again. We're seeing that. Like you see, CDC said, well, this is not going to be nearly as big as they say it's going to be. And Fauci finally admitted, and I believe he's deep state, but he said the same thing, that, look, this is blown out of proportion. Now, let me give you the deaths on these other things from January 1 until April 1. Excuse me. We already talked about the seasonal flu, the malaria, suicide, HIV, and alcohol. COVID-19, remember, 46,438 died in that time period, January 1 to April 1. Now, smoking killed 1,254,000. Cancer killed 2,060,000. Hunger killed 2.8 million people. 2.8 million people, 2,800,000 died of hunger. That $2.5 trillion could have fed all those people many times over. Abortion. You ready for the number? Abortion killed 10,665,000 people between January 1 and April 1, 2020. Where does anyone at all stand up and say COVID-19 is the disease or the illness or the flu that we need to throw trillions at? No, it's not about that at all. It's all about the deep state starting lies and rumors working through China to put a scare into people. And look, they could not impeach Trump. They couldn't get him on any Russian collusion, nor could they get him on a Ukraine collusion. They couldn't get him on anything because, excuse me, he didn't do anything. Well, this COVID-19, it was their next step. Doesn't matter how many people they kill. Doesn't matter how many people will die from it. Not from the disease, but by starvation and by killing themselves in the future. Because, as they said, it'll take a very long time to recover. And when I say long time, it won't be in your lifetime. And if you're 15 years old and watching this, you will not see the recovery in full. However, there is one way that it can recover. And for those who look toward Christ as their Savior, you will recover. You will be okay. Your needs will be met. Christ rose again on the third day, and today, 2,000 years ago, is the day he rose. Remember that. Get yourself safe, so that when we're taken out of here, you are not left behind. The grace period window is still wide open. We still have a grace period. Will that end tonight? Tomorrow night? I don't know. 9 years from now? I don't know. But I feel sure to tell you that if these people came up with this COVID-19 and it still didn't get Trump out and work, what else are they going to do? Keep in mind, It didn't kill just the 46,000. It killed a lot more people than that were terrified, and that's lost all they had, their businesses, their homes, even their cars. They're standing in long food lines around this country, around the world. I'm not talking about just the United States. I'm talking about this planet. It's not over, and they'll never recover from this, thanks to those who adhere closely to Daniel chapter 12, verse 8 and 9, the wicked. Guys, you're put on notice. You wicked people are put on notice. God knows who you are. And the thing is, you don't see it. You still don't understand it. This is why Daniel said, seal these words up till the times of the end. We'll understand them. We do understand them. This is why we are speaking up about this thing that's a lie. But the wicked continue to push that agenda. They'll never understand it. Jody Wolf, Expoz.